guys can see me. But yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my live. Today I'm going to be making Nigerian meat pies on my live. So this is a special live, but I had to come here because I said I would yesterday, so I had to fulfill that promise. So I'm gonna start by making the dough, and to make the dough I'm gonna need flour, butter, sugar, eggs, and salt, and then baking powder. Simple dough. These are the ingredients. These, and this is the filling. It's made of potatoes, beef, carrots. What else is in here? Bell peppers, lots of pepper. Because it's Nigerian, it's spicy, so yes. But then this is the filling. It's like, you make it like a dumpling, really. And I have my dumpling cutters here. But then you are gonna bake it, so keep that in mind. So this is what I need for my dough, so just watch, guys. Okay. I have a scale here to measure what I need. These are the tools that I have, and I'm just gonna clean them up and wash them, and then we'll get ready for this. Hello, Gaspix, how are you? Good to go. Just give me a second, guys. I need to clean these up. So I actually have my dumpling cutters. Yes. Yes. This is Jenna in the flesh. I have my trays set aside, so I'm gonna put some parchment in there, and then I'm going to start these pies. I know. I know. I love being in the kitchen, by the way, so I'm always in the kitchen somehow. Okay. How are you today? How are you spending your Saturday? Is your Saturday almost done, or is it just beginning? So, I am good. Thanks for asking. I'm good. How are you? You're good. That's good. Good to know. So all I need is just one of these. I'm going to be measuring them. So for this pie, I actually use cold butter to do it. So alright. Let's set this aside. And we're gonna start. I have my bowl, and in my bowl I'm gonna be measuring. No, it's the meat pies, Nigerian meat pies. They're called Nigerian meat pies or beef pies. Anyways, you call it, it's good. So I'm gonna start by measuring the flour. I'm gonna be using a measuring cup to do this. Really, is your favorite? Oh, then you will like my recipe. Trust me. We need 1 cup. All we need is just a cup, 3 cups of flour. So I'm tripling my recipe. So one. So this is 1. A clean cup, 1. 2. And 3. So I need 9 cups since I'm tripling my recipe. I'm gonna go ahead and get 9 cups of flour. These bags are so frustrated for what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Third cup. And this is 6 cups of flour so far. Now we're gonna do the last one. So this is 7. This is number 8. 8. And this is the last one. Number 9. So we have 9 cups of flour for this dough. That is 9 cups of flour. Now I'm gonna need 3 teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, this is done. You're writing the recipe. Trust me, this makes a very flaky dough. Trust me. The dough is very, very nice. And if you use it like with spicy meat or beef, it makes the pie real, like it complements the meat. So let me give you the recipe. Is 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You're going to need 150 grams of milk. You're going to need 200 grams of butter. And then sugar is optional, so you can do 1 tablespoon or you can do more. I usually do about 1 tablespoon for my sugar. You can actually do it without sugar if you don't want to, and it will still turn out good. So now we're gonna do some baking powder. Oh boy. And then you're going to use 1 egg. So 1, 2, and then 3. So now there's 3 of this, and then I'm going to be mixing 1, 2, and 3. 3 tablespoons of salt. It's 1 teaspoon, sorry, 1 teaspoon of salt, guys. 1 teaspoon salt. And I'm going to need some sugar. So I'm going to check if I still have any sugar. This is salt. So I don't have any sugar left, so I'm just going to do without sugar. So guys, the truth is that my gloves are done, so I'm gonna use these ones, even though they don't match, but they do the job. Because we're going to be kneading this dough. If you have a mixer, you can use your mixer to knead the dough. So that is one way you can make it easier for you. And you don't need to really knead this dough for a long time. You have to just knead a little and then put it in the fridge to set. But if you're in a hurry, you can make the pies like that. So I'm gonna put my gloves around. Let's get ready for action. Alright, so I'm just gonna mix this together. Now here is the part where you want to take the butter that you need. You can use butter or margarine, depends on your taste. So I'm gonna get in here. So it's actually safer to measure your butter on like a different, it's actually good to have a different plate for this. Just so that you don't overmix. So I'm using margarine, and I'm gonna be using 1 tube and maybe like a half or quarter of the other tube, because this one says is 427 grams. Hello, how are you? Welcome to my live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just gonna dump everything here. And you really want to use cold butter, nothing else, cold butter. So this is in here. So I have 444 and I need 600 grams. Really? Oh, we have this Can you hear me now? Is it good? Guys, can you hear me? Is it better? Okay, okay. Awesome. So guys, this is not for public consumption, so don't worry about this. I'm just doing it for me and just to show you guys. So don't worry, don't worry. I need a picture. So I will need 450 grams of milk because I tripled my recipe. But if you're doing it for yourself, all you need is 150 grams of milk for this recipe. And where is my scissors? Okay. Okay. So So this is 450 grams. What you don't want to do is to dump it in. You're going to regret it. So mix it little at a time. So just going to put a little bit, mix, and then come back. This is where the arm workout begins. I'm gonna have some more. You keep adjusting it as you go. Don't dump all the liquid in. And this is why I said if you have a mixer, this is perfect. So you just put it in the mixer, the stand mixer, and it just does the work for you. Or else it is arm workout for you. Okay. We're kneading. Okay. Almost there. All right. Almost there. Um, it really depends. If you do the dough, it will be like give or take 20 minutes. You set it in the fridge for like 30 minutes. So that alone is like 50 minutes. And then for the filling, it takes about 2 to 3 hours because you have to use a lot of veggies. And if you don't have like a mandolin or a cutter to cut your veggies, then it will take longer because you have to chop it by hand. So because you have potatoes in here, you have carrots, you have bell peppers and all of that. So if you don't have a mandolin, you're going to have a hard time, or a cutter, you're going to have a hard time because you're going to be stressed. Okay. All right. Now, if you feel like you want to make this a little bit lighter, you can put just a tiny bit of milk to make it lighter, or cold water, whatever you choose. So if you're like someone that is in a hurry, you don't have so much time, you can prep your filling for like a week before. Only thing is, once you're done, put it in the freezer and it will be good. Okay. So this is what my dough looks like. this is what my dough looks like. This is what we give you. I'm making Nigerian meat pies. Hi Gumball, how are you? So this is what the dough looks like. I'm gonna wrap this with a clean or saran wrap, and then set it in the fridge. Well, because I'm in a hurry, I'm going to set this in the fridge for like 10 minutes. While that is going on, I'll prep my workspace. Okay. All done. Okay. I'm setting these aside. Put this in the trash. It's done. So this is the filling that I'll be using for the pies. Like I said, there are potatoes in here, there are carrots, there are bell peppers, there is scotch bonnet. So it is a very flavorful pie. It's similar to the British mince pies, just that the pies are done differently. But it's very similar. It's basically the same idea. So this is where I'll be placing it. So I'm going to be laying parchment on it, and then I'll put my oven on to preheat. Oven turned on. So now let's put some. So this is done. Now I'm going to clean my workspace. Yes, I do. I do have a food handler certificate. Yes, that was the first thing I did when I got to Canada. And it's updated like after a while, so I do update it as well. Oh yeah, that's the plan actually. That is the plan. I do plan to have like something where I can bake for lots of people. So, but right now school is like first. So, what's 3 years? Like the renewal, yeah. So I'm going to need these for the kneading, but not too much. I just want a little bit to knead the dough. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. 3 years. That means I'm due. I'm gonna do another one this year. A fresh one. Okay. Rolling pin set. All we need is some flour on the table. I'm gonna check on the oven. Okay. Guys, I don't have the patience, so I'm going to bring out the dough and I'm going to start kneading because I have to go and bake something else later. So I'm gonna grab me a spoon. This is, yeah, to prevent it sticking. Yes, exactly. I'm gonna grab a spoon that I'm gonna use to dish out the filling. So for a small cutter like this, for my smaller cutters like this, I like to use a teaspoon to just help me measure it out. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of dough and then we're going to knead just lightly. And what you can do is you can take a little bit, place it on the table, and then you can put the rest of the batch back. And then when you finish the one on the table, you can go bring it out. But to be honest, that's a lot of work. Oh my God. So you need 1 egg to egg wash. I forgot about that. You need 1 egg to egg wash. I'm gonna grab me a little plate. Just a plate. And you need a brush. So our oven is actually ready. Where is my brush? Where is my brush? So all you need is 1 egg to egg wash. Honestly, you may not need all of the egg, but given that this is a large batch, I know we're going to use the egg. Okay. Let the painting begin. I'm gonna put this aside. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Can you see it? Do I need to move back a bit? Okay, yes, voila. So I'm gonna roll it out. You can roll it to an inch thick or even thinner, depending on how you like your pies. But you have to consider also that if you roll it too thick, it may be bulky. So sorry, guys. Okay. So you put the eggs just at the corner so that when you close it up, it helps it to stick together. So this is what you have. A very nice pie. Pretty nice. So if you don't have a cutter, you can actually use a saucer. Cut it around, put the egg by the mouth, and then use a fork to press it together. Okay. Like I said, the thickness really depends on you and what you want. So this is like how thick it is. You can almost, but it's not too stretchy. It's perfect. So one thing to not do is don't stick it too much. Don't put too much filling or else it's going to tear. It's going to make the dough tear. So this is like perfect. This is how you want it. I'm fine now. You there? Nancia? Yeah, I think he's in the right jacket. There are two keys there. I'm going to keep on doing this until we get. I'm thinking this will make about 40 pieces. So. Hi, Dredden. How are you? Welcome back. Welcome to my life today. Today, I'm in the kitchen, guys. You're going to see another side of Jenna. Yeah, I remember you. You were there for the trivia yesterday, yeah? Or was it the other night you came back? How are you today, Draven? How are you today? All right. So we're gonna keep on going. Hi, Lemons. How are you? I'm making Nigerian meat pies or beef pie. This is what it looks like. It's like a dough that has beef filling. It looks like a dumpling, but it's different. Because these will be baked. I know it tastes so good. The dough is very flaky, so it's so nice. And this dough can actually be used for jam pies. You can put jam in it, but you don't want to put a lot, just a tiny teaspoon will be good because the jam kind of oozes out if it's not properly closed or if it's too much. So so by the way, using very cold butter helps it. So in total, you may use just 2 eggs if you're making for like yourself and maybe family, because the recipe I gave you for the dough makes anywhere from 12 to 15 pieces of these small cutters. It makes 12 to 15 pieces of these cutters. For the bigger cutter, it makes about 6 to 7. But then it really just depends. So if you're making that batch, you might need just 2 eggs, one for the dough and one for egg washing. So if you like a thin dough, you can, yes, Dreading, I remember you. So if you like a thinner dough, you roll it out thinner. If you want it bulky, you make it bigger. So this is the brush that we're using, just to put this on the corner here and close it up. So this is a lot of work. If you have like family around, this would be so nice for like a family joined event, whatever you call it, a family event or activity, because you have more hands and it will be done faster. So I'm putting a little more flour. All right. So what you don't want to do is fill this up too much, or else you would have a spill and it will open in the oven. When you go to bake this, if it's too full, it's gonna open up. So make sure that it is the right amount and properly sealed. look like lined up. And these are super filling too, so. So you also want to put some flour on this so that it doesn't stick as well. All right. Guys, it's gonna, yeah, I think this will make up to 50, yeah. Or maybe 35. The way I see it will be 35. If I was using this even smaller cutter, I would have been able to make 50. But I think I'm going for 35. I think it's gonna make like 3 dozen. So. Okay, put the egg on the end, put some filling. How's the weather today, guys? Thank you, Dragon. How's the weather today, guys? It's pretty cold. It's pretty cold today. So I was saying that this dough, you can actually put some jam in it, and it is actually yummy. It's very yummy. So this is something that kids will really enjoy because it's sweet, of course. So you could do this for the kids and then just put some jam in it. I know it's cold today. I think earlier it was like minus 22. I don't know what the weather is right now, but earlier we had minus 22. Freezing. We are in the winter season, so it's only gonna get colder from here. So when I'm done with the first one, I'm gonna bake it so that you guys will see what it looks like when it's baked. I like it's golden brown, but to achieve that, you need the yolk of the egg. So I try to not mix it together so that I use the white for the closing together, and then the yellow, the yolk, for the egg washing. This is a nice trick to keep it very yellow and golden brown. So if you've ever struggled with getting that perfect golden brown, I recommend using the yolk to do that. Okay, let me do this again. I'm gonna be doing this for a very long time. I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you today? I'm gonna be standing for a long time. So one thing to keep in mind is that if you leave the dough out of the fridge, you have to work quickly because it's gonna change the consistency. The more you stay kneading these doughs, or kneading the dough rather, the more the dough changes the consistency. Which is why I said you can put it in the fridge. When you're done with one batch, then you bring it out again. Or you just work faster. Hi Bright, how are you? Welcome to my life. No, no. It's not gonna change the taste. It's gonna change the consistency of the dough. So now we have a very firm dough, but if you leave this out standing for a very long time, like the dough, is because of the butter, it's gonna start getting like softer because the butter is melting, right? So the consistency will be getting lighter and lighter. Right, how are you? What are you doing today? How is your Saturday going? Is it a lazy Saturday for you guys? Were you busy like me? Is anyone at work? How is that going? You have work by 1. Oh my. I'm so glad I'm not working this weekend because I actually just like to relax on the weekends and do most of my baking on the weekend since I go to work. And now school starts on Mondays, so I'm going to be extra busy. Okay, guys, I might have to leave like really soon because it's getting really busy. So I will be posting pictures of the final results so that you see what it looks like. As for taste, trust me, it tastes good. Thank you so much, Drayden. Have a good time at work. Have a good shift. And I guess I'll see you again in the evening. Come prepared for trivia. Today is trivia night, so do come prepared for trivia night. Bye, Drayden. So remember what I told you guys about the texture. See, it's getting softer. So one thing to note, if you're gonna leave it out, you have to work hard. Okay. We're almost done with the first tray, guys. Almost done with the first tray. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done with the fish tray. So this is what I'm telling you about filling it too much. It's gonna sip from the side, so you don't want to do that. It's gonna make you work more, so try to do the right amount every time. Okay. Hi, welcome to my live. If you're joining here, welcome. I'm making meat pies, Nigerian meat pies. So I have um, I have a live every day, but today's one is like a special live. This is my baking life, but you can rewatch to see like what and what I use to make the dough. It's basically a dough filled with beef. It's kind of similar to dumplings, only that you bake these ones. Alright, remember to flour the cutter just so that it doesn't stick to the other end of the cutter. The one tray is almost done, which means it's going to be going into the oven very soon. We're almost at 2.6. I think this pan has 21 pieces. So I'm thinking that we're going to be making anywhere from 40 to 50 pieces. So gas pigs, you're right. I'm going to be making almost 50 pieces. these are going to take a while to bake. It takes anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes to bake, depending on the oven setting. If you set your oven to 350 degrees, you're going to have, it's baking between 10 to 15 minutes. 10 minutes, depending if you have a um, double baking time oven. That is the one where the lower oven and the top oven bake quickly. I would say you need just 10 minutes. But if you have your lower oven burning and then your top, you have to switch to the top, you have to put it in for about 10 minutes for the lower one to cook it through, and then you switch to broil, which will now get your pies to be golden brown. So, and that takes like anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, because if you leave the broiler on too long, it's gonna burn them. So all right, you're back. Oh, welcome back. Oh, my belly's protesting. So guys, this is what we have. Very beautiful looking pies. Then I'm going to egg wash them. I'm going to show you how I do that. So I don't know. I don't think this is clear enough. So I'm just going to move this a little bit and show you guys. So what you want to do is to take the yolk part, see? And this is what you're going to egg wash your pies with. This will give you a very, like a golden brown. I don't know why I keep saying very. It's going to give you a golden brown pie. So egg wash with your egg yolk, and you have a better result in your final product. Okay. So you can actually drop the heat after your oven has preheated. You can drop the heat to about 320 or 305 if you have the time, and that will bake it on low heat, and then it will be a very nice flaky dough, and it won't dry up the dough. So I reckon you should actually bake on low heat. Low heat helps your dough to retain its moisture. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's not as dry when you use high heat than when you use high heat. High heat, even like my baking of cakes, I always like to drop the heat. High heat tends to dry out whatever you're baking. So, but if you don't have enough time, you can just do 350 degrees. I like to say Fahrenheit, yeah? That should be Fahrenheit, I think. So caminhando, Jesus, keep in our lives. Jesus, can be okay. We're almost there. Almost ready to get into the oven. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. We're halfway through. I like to brush it thoroughly. Don't do it haphazardly. Take your time. Brush it thoroughly so that everywhere gets golden brown evenly. You don't want some places looking like white and starved while the other place is looking golden brown and yummy. Hello, Erica. How are you? Nice to see you here. It's been a while. Where have you been? What have you been up to? Okay. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. What did you ask? And I'm almost there. 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 No, it's not my kitchen. I wish it was this big, but it's not my kitchen. I wish this was my kitchen. My kitchen isn't as big. It's a petite kitchen. I like to come here when I have to do like a large amount of something, maybe baking a big cake or making a large batch of pies. And I come to this kitchen. All right. First set is done. I'm ready to get into the oven. Most exciting part is having a bite of this. But let's go put these in the oven. See you guys. So I have to go do the next batch. Guys, do you see my eyes? I'm so tired. I just want to sleep. But there is work to be done. So I'm gonna finish this off and then I will be posting the final result for you guys. So do check on my posts to see. It's my friend. I'm making it for a friend and for myself. So both of us are gonna be eating it. I'm just doing a large batch. These can actually be frozen so that you just bake them when you're ready. So one batch is going to be baked and then another batch will be frozen. So this is a good way to make it ahead of time and it can stay in the freezer for like 1 week and it will still be I'm so what clean. Thank you. I have to be. I bake for people to eat, so I have to be. I need to be. So yeah, you can keep it in the fridge. This is a good way, especially like when you have like family and friends over and you want to make something nice for them. You can do this and then you can put it in the freezer and just don't egg wash it before you put it in the freezer. I mean, you can egg wash it, but I would say egg wash it before it gets to the oven is much better than egg washing it and put it in the freezer. So freeze them, store them in a Ziploc bag, but make sure that you lay it on a tray first. If you're going to store it in a Ziploc bag, lay it on a tray first. Let it get to some freezing point. Then you can take it out and store it in a freezer bag or Ziploc because these do take a lot of space. Yes, they do. So can do that or just leave them in the pan so that when you're ready to bake you take it out, egg wash, and then put it in the oven and you have yourself a very yummy meat pie. So thank you guys so much for joining my live and I'll be posting the final results, so look out for that and tell me if you really enjoyed this kind of live. And yeah, it was fun. It's always fun to make meat pies. Always fun. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in and I will see you guys in the evening. I hope you're prepared for trivia nights because trivia night yesterday was fun. I hope to see you again today. Thank you very much for stopping by, Erica. Thank you, Drayden. Thank you, Gas Pigs. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Bright. You guys are good. Thank you, Lemons. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, guys. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.